Today, we are diving into Extraction. This is a film that absolutely cranks the action dial to 11. But it's not just about the explosions. We're talking about a story that hinges on one of the most insane technical achievements in modern movies, and it's all wrapped around the story of a completely broken hero. So, let's get into it.
So get this. The whole thing kicks off with this wild claim. There's a scene in this movie that looks like one single, non-stop 12-minute take. Yeah, that's not a scene, that's an endurance test. A total marathon of mayhem.
12 minutes. I mean, think about that. In movie time, that is an eternity. There are no cuts, no edits to hide mistakes or let you catch your breath. It's just one single, fluid shot of pure action that just drags you along for the entire crazy ride.
And I want to be super clear here. This isn't some clever editing trick. We're not talking about a bunch of hidden cuts stitched together. No, this is the real deal. It's a genuine, mind-blowingly complex piece of filmmaking. Really one of the most ambitious action scenes ever put on screen.
So, what's the point of all this technical insanity? Well, for us, the viewers, it creates this intense, claustrophobic reality. You feel like you can't breathe. You're not just watching the action, you are trapped smack in the middle of it.
And the effect is immediate. For that entire 12 minutes, the camera is basically shackled to the hero, Tyler Rake. It never leaves his side. You can't look away. You are forced to live through every single bullet, every punch, every desperate moment right there with him.
So when he's sprinting through a crowded marketplace, guess what? You're sprinting too. You feel the chaos of the crowd, the rising panic as you try to navigate the same maze he is.
And when he ducks behind a wall for cover, your world shrinks right down to that tiny space with him. You're holding your breath, just waiting for the violence to erupt all over again.
And then, and this is the crazy part, without a single cut, you are suddenly thrown into a car. 1 second you're on the street, the next you're right there in the passenger seat as the world just blurs by in a high-speed chase.
The second you think you can finally take a breath, boom, you're ripped out of the car and you're right back in the middle of a firefight. You're not just watching a movie at this point, you feel like you're trying to survive it.
Okay, so how on earth is something like this even possible? Well, the secret is the director. And the fact that he didn't learn how to make movies in a classroom, he learned it by getting thrown through walls for a living.
Let's talk about Sam Hargrave. This guy was the lead stunt coordinator for huge movies like Avengers Endgame. So he hasn't just watched action scenes, he's lived them. He knows what it feels like. And that physical, down-in-your-bones knowledge is in every single frame of this movie. And because of that background, the style is completely different. You know how most action movies have these clean, polished, almost beautiful fights? Well, Extraction is the total opposite. It's ugly, it's messy, it's painful. You feel every hit because the director knows what a real fight actually looks and feels like.
But all of this brutal, gritty realism isn't just for show. It all serves the story of the man at the center of this hurricane, Tyler Rake.
And first things first, if you're coming into this expecting Thor, just forget it. Wipe it from your mind. Chris Hemsworth leaves the hammer and the cape far, far behind for this role. I mean, the contrast is just night and day. Thor is literally a god, a capital H hero. Tyler Rake, he's a mercenary. He's a hollowed-out shell of a man who's already lost everything that ever mattered to him. He's not fighting for any noble cause, he's just a ghost. His mission seems simple enough on paper. Go in, rescue a crime lord's kidnapped kid. But almost immediately, the whole plan goes sideways. The city gets locked down, everybody and their brothers trying to kill him, and this simple rescue turns into a desperate fight for survival. And this is where the movie really shows you what it's all about. Because underneath all the chaos and the violence, you have to understand why. Why is he fighting with such desperation?
And that really is the question at the heart of the film. I mean, think about it. The mission is a total disaster. The odds are impossible. Any sane person would just cut their losses and get out. So why doesn't he stop?
The answer is just devastatingly simple. He lost his own son. And this is a wound that he carries with him, a deep trauma that drives everything he does. And as soon as you know that, the whole movie just clicks into place. This kid he's saving is no longer just a job. He becomes a shot at redemption, a chance for Rake to do the one thing he couldn't do for his own child. It's his one last chance to feel like he has a purpose. So you take that raw emotional core and you pair it with that absolutely insane, groundbreaking action, and you get something that's so much more than your typical action flick. It's a raw story of survival, both physical and emotional.
You know, someone put it perfectly. If you love the high-energy, slick action of movies like John Wick, but you're looking for something that feels grittier, more grounded and real, then yeah, this is definitely the one for you.
Because at the end of the day, the mission itself, it almost doesn't matter. This isn't really a story about rescuing a kid. It's a story about a man who starts the movie with absolutely nothing left to lose and somehow finds one last thing worth fighting for.
And that's what the film leaves you thinking about. When a person's life is completely stripped of hope and happiness, can they find a new kind of meaning just in the sheer act of pushing forward, of fighting to the very end, no matter what? That's the question that really sticks with you.